How would you like to be able to deal with and get over any breakup easily? No matter how difficult or how challenging that situation is that you're going through, I'm going to be giving you 4 strategies that will enable you to handle any breakup no matter how hard it is. Number 1, I want you to meet 3 new people this week. I want you to get out there with no intention of making a new boyfriend, girlfriend, relationship out of it. I just want you to go make connection with 3 new people, new friends, people that you could talk about interests with, understand their values, sit down, have a coffee with them, go see a movie, go do some activity with them. I want you to get out there this week and get out of what's called the anxious attachment style mentality. People with the anxious attachment style in their brain think that the person that they were dating or are currently fighting with and getting out of a relationship with is the only potential romantic partner for them. And on the other hand, someone who has a secure attachment style knows that there are millions, if not billions, of potential partners out there for them. And so by you going out there this week and meeting 3 new people, having 3 new conversations with someone you either don't know or haven't talked to in a long time, it can be someone of the same sex or the opposite sex. But by going out and doing that, you're training your brain to go from anxious to secure and knowing the truth that there are so many people out there and going from the scarcity mentality to the abundant mentality. And don't worry, if you're sitting here saying, oh, I don't want to move on, I don't want to jump into a new relationship, that's not what I'm saying. All I'm asking you to do is go have 3 friendly conversations or interactions with new people. Number 2, get out there this week twice and engage in physically rigorous activity. One of the biggest issues that goes on when dealing with a breakup or a breakup type situation in a relationship is we live in our mind. If you stay in your head, you're dead. One of the best ways that you can get out of your mind and into your body, which is where you want to be most of the time. Most people are anxious, they're worrying constantly, they're living in the past, they're living in the future. This is because they're in their mind all the time. And one of the best ways that you can be successful, people who have great relationships, people who have great careers, is they're not in their mind, they're actually in their physical body. And one of the easiest and best ways to do this, if say meditation is challenging, journaling or therapy is challenging, one of the shortcuts and life hacks to get into your body is engaging in physically rigorous activity. So going on a treadmill and running, going for a strenuous hike, lifting weights, taking a boxing class, a workout class, anything of that nature will get you out of your mind and into your physical body. And when you're in your physical body, you're no longer obsessing or worrying or thinking about that relationship, and chances are that person that you broke up with might come back to you, or some new people are going to really be attracted to you. So the best thing you can do to get out of your mind is this week I want you twice to engage in very physically rigorous activity and get your heart rate up and accelerated. Number 3, I want you to surround yourself this week with close family members and your safest, most supportive, best friends in your life. I don't want you to get into these long discussions where you overly analyze everything because, again, now you're back in your head. But I want you to be hanging out with safe, supportive people and asking for what you need. So many people in life are afraid to ask for what they need because they don't want to be a bother, they don't want to burden someone, but these people are in your life for a reason, and they genuinely find fulfillment in being able to support you and help you out. You're going through a very tough time right now, and it is extremely important that you are aware of your needs and you're being compassionate to yourself. This is not the time to go and be alone in your house or in your apartment by yourself and feel like, oh, I'm strong enough, I can handle this by myself, or I don't need anyone else to support me. That's a sign of weakness. No. Anyone who's going through what you're going through would be in a lot of emotional pain right now, and it's very important that you are bold enough and courageous enough to own who you are and to own your needs right now and to reach out to family and reach out to friends and say, hey, I'm feeling really down right now. I'm dealing with this breakup. Would you go see a movie with me? Or could we go out to dinner? Or could I just come over and we can hang out and watch our favorite show? You are in a situation right now where you need that support, and it's extremely important and courageous, and it looks great. You look very like a great, strong person by being able to be in touch with your needs and reach out to people and say, hey, I would really appreciate if we could get together right now and go spend that time with safe, supportive, non-judgmental people. This will enable you to also get out of your mind, be in your body, be with good people, not worry about the past or the future, and just be in the present with loving, supportive people. Number 4, last but not least, you're going through a difficult situation, you're going through a breakup. The most important thing you can do is be very kind to yourself. I have never seen a situation where it was only one person's fault that the breakup happened. Even if one person was addicted, even if one person engaged in an affair, the other person may have played some role, perhaps just by staying in the unhealthy relationship. So if you're blaming yourself, if you're being really hard on yourself, if you're saying, oh, this was all my fault, and you're obsessing or thinking, feeling guilt, feeling like you did all these things wrong, remember, it is not all your fault, and you're being way too hard on yourself. I want you to honestly assess the situation. It's not all your ex-partner's fault either. We don't want to go there and blame them for everything either. But I don't want you blaming yourself for everything. In any breakup situation, it takes two to tango. Your ex-partner was at fault for some things, you were at partner for some things, but you did not do this all by yourself. And I don't want you living in the untrue guilt of blaming it all on yourself and saying, if I only did this thing differently, if I only did that thing differently. Remember, the right person will stay no matter what. The wrong person will leave no matter what. So if you're dealing with a person who left and you're thinking, oh, if I only did this differently or if I only did that differently, no, they did not accept you for who you are. And so stop beating yourself up and quit blaming yourself and thinking, oh, if I only did this differently or I only did that differently, they would have stayed. They would have stayed if they unconditionally accepted you for who you are. And now is a time to love yourself and forgive yourself and accept yourself for who you are and realize that in any relationship, you may have had some things that you could have done differently, but absolutely so could your partner have. And this is not a time to beat yourself up, be hard on yourself, ask what if questions. Maybe there's an opportunity to learn and grow and develop as a person and do some things differently in the future, but there will be a time and a place for that. Right now you're grieving, right now you're getting over a difficult situation, and I want you to be focusing on taking care of yourself in this moment and making sure that you're doing okay and that you're loving yourself rather than blaming yourself. So to recap, in the next week, I want you to meet 3 new people and have interactions, conversations, or go do activities with them with no agenda, no motives behind that. Number 2, twice this week, I want you to elevate your physical heart rate in your body by doing something that's going to get you out of your mind and into your physical body, some kind of workout or rigorous exercise. Number 3, I want you to reach out to your family, your support system, your friends, let them know what you're going through and ask for their support. And number 4, I want you to stop blaming yourself for the situation and start seeing things fairly and start forgiving yourself for anything that you need to be forgiven for. Thank you for joining me for another video. If you haven't already, please scroll down and click the subscribe button to get access to all of my free YouTube content. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to The Brendan Burns Show on Apple Podcasts or Spotify for all of my free podcast content. I'll see you next time.